check one, check two. Testing. Is this working now? Hey, are you going to blink on me? Okay, welcome to the Robin Smith Show. Hey, how's it going? It's time for the Robin Smith Show. is what I mean to say. Yeah, this I'm coming to you. Today is Thursday, so this is for Sunday, October 19th. Okay, but it's Thursday, October 16th, and I'm sitting here in my home office, and I record through this Behringer, who former guest of the show, Zach B, recommended, and it's gotten the job done. But I guess there was something going on with the I don't know, the interface. Like it's just started cutting out, and I unplugged stuff. I restarted my computer, but it seems to be working now. And I think the thing that got it was unplugging the actual like port, the cable where it plugs into the audio interface in the back there, and then just plugging it back in. Maybe it's been like, maybe the wire has been, shoved or something from something else on my desk, and it's just a matter. It literally is just a matter of like bad connectivity. It's going in and out. But I fixed it. Hooray! Welcome to the show. If you didn't notice, last week I had the great Matt Dowling on, but I did not read any pre-roll. We just went right into the interview. And that is because I fucked up my toe. And so, without getting into the whole saga, yeah, I'm actually, as of today, I just came from the doctor, and I'm released from the boot. So basically, I tripped over something last Wednesday. Time doesn't matter. This is Sunday for you all. It doesn't matter. But I tripped over. I was walking in the dark. I tripped over someone's shoe. I sprained my toe. And boy, a lot has happened. And I didn't feel any pain at all. But I was visiting a family member in the hospital, and I went to visit them, and then the next day, that's when I woke up and couldn't put any weight on my foot. It was real fucked up. So injury happened on Wednesday. Didn't realize it was an injury all of Thursday, and then Friday morning I wake up and my wife drives me to urgent care. And I've been in a boot until today. Today's Freedom Day, Liberation Day. So anyway, that's why I wanted to get Matt's episode out on time. But yeah, I'm going to make up for that by reading his bio now and sharing some tour dates with you. And then I also want to share a track from that album. So if you haven't listened to it, go back and check out Matt Dowling. Matt is the Chief Scientific Officer and Director at MedCura team. He completed his graduate work at the Fischel Department of Bioengineering at the University of Maryland after completing his undergrad in chemical engineering from the University of Notre Dame. At UMD, he was awarded the Fischel Fellowship in Biomedical Engineering for his innovative ideas in drug delivery systems. Matt then co-created Gel-E, a novel biomaterial platform, raising several initial grants to develop the technology and to launch MedCura as a corporate entity. Matt was the recipient of the Dean's Doctoral Research Award from the UMD Clark School of Engineering. That's Clark from Clark Construction, right? Clark School of Engineering for his work on chitosan-based self-assembled soft materials for use in wound treatment. He has been the principal investigator on $10 million in non-dilutive grant awards to MedCura. These have been used to achieve 5 FDA clearances, 2 breakthrough device designations, 28 issued patents, and 10-plus peer-reviewed publications in high-impact journals. Matt's work has been featured on several U.S. and international media outlets, including the BBC TV program Brave New World with Stephen Hawking. Okay, so we get into all of that. If I go to Walgreens right now, I bet I can find one of MedCura's gels, like ointments, creams. I think it's a Jill. But I asked Matt to come on because I've known Matt for years in the music scene, and Matt is in a band called Swoll, and Swoll has a new album out called Avoid Attach, and I've played the first 2 tracks on previous episodes, and I want to share another one with you all here. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to share the track, and then I'll come back and list you some tour dates, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So this song is called Do You Know What's Changed? Enjoy. Hell yeah. That is Swoll, and their new album is Avoid Attach, and I'm excited to get to I want to get to Wonderland Ballroom. They are on tour. So November 11th, Swoll is playing at Dirty Nelly's in Charlottesville, Virginia. On November 22nd, they are at Bogus Gallery in Baltimore. And then mark your calendars, December 4th, that's a Thursday show. They are at Wonderland Ballroom in D.C. They are also December 6th at the Camel in Richmond. And, I hope I can make it to one of those. If I can't get to the Baltimore show, I'm going to the D.C. show. I'm doing it. I'd rather probably go to the Saturday show, right? I don't want to be all, tired, packing my kids' lunch for school the next day. This is the life of 40. You know, it's hard. I remember being in a band and it was hard to get people out to shows that had like kids. It's real hard to get them out. Speaking of, by the way, I'm going to Necrogoblicon's show, and that is a Sunday night. It is going to be a hard Monday. They are playing at the Nevermore Hall in Baltimore. That's on Sunday, October 26th. So, hey, you will see me there. Barring some, like, you know, insane event, I will be there. Excuse me. Okay, so let's read. It is this, by the way, this Saturday is the Light the Night walk. As you may or may not know, I am supporting Blood Cancer United. I didn't know this. I thought they were Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. When did they get the brand update or the name change? So they're no longer LLS, no longer, they were Leukemia and Lymphoma Society for like 20 years probably. I don't know if they were something before that. I'm saying probably, but for as long as we've been, you know, supporting their work, we being Team Zavadowski, it's been LLS, but now it's Blood Cancer United. Okay, so a non-profit that's funding life-saving research, patient services, and support for all people with blood cancers and their families. Okay, so the Light the Night walk that's the walk where we raise our lanterns. There's 3 different colors. Gold is in honor of the memory of those we've lost. The white lantern is for those who are living with or survivors of blood cancer, and then red are just supporters. You know, if you know someone, who is red just for supporters? Now I'm losing it. Ugh. How about that for promoting? I'm pretty sure it's just supporters. Because my first year, I think I just got a red one, even though I was walking for Mark Gold. Last name is just a coincidence. Okay, gold is in honor of those we lost. All right, so this coming Saturday, October 25th, is the local walk in my area. That's the Rockville Town Center one. This is Team Zavadowski's 15-year anniversary. And let me tell you something. My fundraising page only has $50 on it. Okay, and that's from me. So technically, I've raised $0 from anyone else. Let's get on it, guys. Listeners of the show, please help fund this important life-saving research and as well as treatments. You are funding. Boy, I'm out of it, aren't I? I blame the bed rest. Okay, all I've been doing is laying in bed and watching Cobra Kai. Okay, that's a diversion. You can be a part of this community for blood cancer patients through your support of Light the Night. Money raised allows the organization to fund treatments for patients who are suffering from all forms of blood cancers. Over the past 20 years, we've helped fund 70% of FDA-approved blood cancer treatments. So please donate today and help us shine a light for blood cancer patients and their families. And thanks for all those who have given in the past as well. Okay, so coming up on the show, I actually meant to start with this. Coming up, I guess next week is the Halloween Spectacular. I have special guests joining me. Those are secret guests, so you don't get to know who they are. After that, I've got the lovely Gloria Vanderhorst. She's a psychologist, author of the book Read, Reflect, Respond, The 3 R's of Growth and Change. I believe that was it an Amazon bestseller? I think it was featured in the New York Times. I don't think it was a New York Times bestseller, but it was on a billboard in Times Square, so there's that. How many of you have written a book that was featured on a billboard in Times Square, huh? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, back to the text here. Read, Reflect, Respond, The 3 R's of Growth and Change is designed to help adults examine their histories and grow into the present. Stimulating essays are paired with guided questions and an opportunity to draw, scribble, or write genuine reactions to the printed words. She also has an upcoming book at the end of the year. It's coming out, I believe, and it's called How Not to Fuck Up Being a Father. How about that? It's a guide for fathers on raising boys that maintain access to the full range of emotions and experience a sense of competence about being able to express feelings. We do get into that in our conversation. I can't wait to bring you that one. That's coming up next month. So, yeah, also, it's very good news that we are in the phase 1 of the ceasefire in Gaza, huh? I mean, that's as of today. Obviously, things change. Today, as of the time I'm recording this, October 16th, have all the hostages gotten back? I think all the ones who are still alive have gotten home. The ones that survived, they're all home now. I do believe the remains of those who did not survive have not been returned. Yeah. I don't have much to say about it other than just thank God. I mean, it's a ceasefire, right? Everyone keeps talking about ending the war. This stuff can change on a dime, can't it? So I just hope, I pray for healing. I pray for healing and for all those, who need that healing, that they get it. I can't even imagine. And, I remember seeing some news story about like people were speculating. This was maybe, I don't know how long ago it was, but not too long ago, about whether or not Trump would get the Nobel Peace Prize, and of course the Trump haters, of which I don't pretend to be one. Part of me probably does hate Trump, but I see him as a very wounded person who really is not really shouldn't be, should not be in the position of power that he is. Not even close. Anyone even closely wounded, like Trump has been wounded in childhood, should come anywhere near the nuclear codes. Anyway, but he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, but I think that's because they vote on it, and it's gonna someone said like, yeah, he didn't get this one because they've decided who this year's winner was, like about stuff that happened in 2024. So that means actually he could get it, next year. Who knows? I'm just glad that there's a ceasefire and that, now it's the rebuilding phase for Gaza. And also I remember just like, it's been 2 years ish since October 7th. And the thinking that I had anyway was, here's the only similarity to George W. Bush is like, going into Iraq, going to war is like a really great way to get reelected. You're a wartime president. It's like, we're not going to change. I mean, FDR had 3 terms. There you go. So for Netanyahu, it was just like, okay, he's just going to be in power until forever. But now that now that there's a ceasefire, I do wonder what's going to happen to the Likud party and to Bibi. I don't know. He's. Did you all see that? Did you all see the Jane Goodall thing on Netflix? I mean, for those, I haven't had Netflix for a long time. We recently got it because of the K-pop Demon Hunters phenomenon. I'm singing those songs as well. Okay, some of you know. If you know, you know. But like, my kids were just like, we're the only ones who don't know this movie. I got it. I caved. I got the Netflix subscription with the ads. It's like $7 or whatever. But now we have Netflix, and I saw that Jane Goodall, like Last Words. Like she filmed it. I don't know if it was in 2022 or 2023. She filmed it a couple years ago, or a few years, several. And it just got released because she filmed it to be like, don't release this until I die. I really wish they had gotten an older host. The host seemed like, I don't know. I feel like the host should have been someone in her generation or nearby, but it's this young guy. And he was asking her questions about her life's work. And, again, it's a very odd thing to be like, what do you what do you want to say about that? Like, it's not going to come back to you. You'll be dead, so you can say it, But she was respectful about like, not naming names about certain people. It's like, I don't want to. I can still do harm, she could still do harm even though she's already died. Why am I talking about this? Because she talked about, Musk and Trump and Netanyahu about like sending them off into outer space. I mean, from her perspective, it's looking at like the ape nature of humans, the people who, have not outgrown that who am I? None of us have outgrown it. We're all prone to being overtaken by, animalistic fits of whatever, desire, rage, you name it, fear. Okay, I'm very far off track of where I was wanting to talk about. Anyway, I'm glad that the living hostages have all been returned. That's great news. I did tell you all that I would get back to you about the Monumental Sports app. Okay, so congratulations to the Washington Capitals for beating Tampa Bay. Yay. Way to go, Jacob Chikrin, the game-winning goal in OT. I always like OT game winners be on school nights because I get to go to bed. You know, I was really hoping they'd get it done in regulation, but good. Tom Wilson got the assist. And but yeah, I read reviews a couple episodes ago. I read reviews about the Monumental Sports app because they ended their, you know, everything's going to suck compared to YouTube TV, okay? Everything. You know, the fact that Caps fans can only watch Caps games on the Monumental Sports app. I mean, or I guess you can get it if you have like the premium package on Comcast or Xfinity. But yeah, I read a bunch of negative reviews, and I said I'll report back to you. Okay, this is me reporting back to you. Yeah, you can't do on demand. Obviously, there's no library like you can record stuff DVR with YouTube. So there's all you basically have to watch the game live as it's happening. Okay, and then if you do that and you like pause it and you walk away, a lot of times it can't. You go back and the app, like, it doesn't crash, but it just assumes that you didn't pause it. So when you press play, it just jumps to like live again. You're like, hey, what the fuck? I didn't want to know that now the score is, 2-1 or whatever. And then if you miss the game, and like I said, you can't DVR it. So it's available for, 24 hours after. So like if you miss the game and you don't have any time to watch it the next day and you want to watch it 2 days later, sorry, too bad, so sad. Also, the user interface, like if you do want to go to the replays, it shows, I feel like it shows the score. It's so backwards. Why would you do that? Like I want to go and say like, okay, let's pretend I didn't see the Tampa Bay game. It's Thursday. That was a Tuesday game. Okay. I'm opening the app right now. It has the scores at the very top. Well, it has Wizards, Pistons scores. But before that happened, it was like, oh, the Caps lost to the Bruins or whatever it was. And then I'm like, now I'm going to scroll past the information that I didn't want to know to go to the on-demand and replays. Okay, and look at that. We're here. Here we are Thursday. Can I watch the Lightning game? No, I cannot. Wait a minute. Game Lightning versus Capitals 10-14. Okay, just kidding. Hold on. Can I? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm not allowed to rebroadcast that, but yeah, okay, all right, so it's there for more than 24 hours. I lied. All right, I think I just need to bitch, okay? I just need to bitch. And, my sympathies to those of you who are impacted by the government shutdown. Let's also talk about that briefly, because I'm uninformed and terribly ignorant about politics. This is where I need to get my wife in here, because she sends me stuff. I go on Instagram and I see, she sends me, what did she send me recently? I guess not related to politics, but anyway, hold on. Let me just finish this thought. I am sorry that you are impacted by the numbskulls in power. When the government shuts down, it's always about, okay, who are we going to blame? Are we going to blame Republicans? Are we going to blame Democrats? What's the narrative this time? I get to depends on your news outlet, right? Something's not working, right? And something's not working in our country when we can't cooperate and find common ground, and then people suffer and they don't get paid. I'm really, really, really sorry that we live in this dysfunctional society, but I also don't want to get too glum about it. Is glum the word I want to use there? Yes. It's better than Saudi Arabia. I don't know. That's my cultural bias. Then again, I'm a white heterosexual male with all the privilege. So what do I know? Yeah. I hope the government shut down. I hope our politicians can get it together, and any of you listeners can get back to work. I was saying my wife sent me this thing from Anderson Cooper. I think he was on Colbert, and he was just like very emotional, talking about people who are going through grief and who have lost someone, and talking to them I don't even know what he's up to these days, but he had a very compelling clip or segment on Colbert, and he was talking about how he lost his dad, I think it was, when he was young, but he has a relationship with his dad, and he talks to his dad. I don't know if it's every day, I don't know, but like, this is the thing that I mean, this is now in my wheelhouse. This is whenever I'm at memorial services or I hear people grieving about missing someone. I have such a deep wish that people could open to the possibility that death is not the end, and you can prove this. This is where like my rationalist Richard Dawkins type gets panties in a bunch. Like, it's like, no, you can't prove that, dude. No one knows. Whenever we talk about like the paranormal or the afterlife, it's like no one knows. I'm telling you, I don't know how we can study this scientifically, because I feel like the skeptics can only really buy something that's being sold to them if there's the evidence, and the only evidence I can offer is through subjective investigation, first person investigation. It's kind of like the non-dual nature of mind. If someone meditates and it's like, yeah, non-dual, everything's connected. There's no, the self is, I used to think the self was an illusion. Now I know better that it's actually this fragmented, multiple psyche. Oh gosh, I'm making less and less sense as I go on and on. I thank you for listening. Okay, I should stop now before I'm in a hole and I have a shovel, and I'm going to put my shovel down. Okay, and I'm gonna put my somewhat healed big toe in my mouth. I already did that, I guess. Where are we at? I think we're at 27 minutes. Okay, that's got to be the show. That has got to be the show. Before I leave you, if you do have a question for an upcoming guest, don't hesitate to write into the show. Or if you have a suggestion, for a guest, robinsmithshow @gmail.com. Leave a voicemail on the show's hotline, 301-458-0883. And I'm gonna get out on a high note. That's right. That was a high note somehow. Oh yeah, go watch the Mark Maron last episode with Obama. That's interesting because it's like Mark Maron was so committed to not doing video, but Obama's team recorded it. So it's on Obama's YouTube page. You can go watch that. Okay, that's the show. Thanks for listening. Until next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow @gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer: this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.